Yasuko Kuruyanagi's friendship with A spanned 6 decades. She says she was surprised when he explained the strong message he'd wanted to convey.
We think of Ue o Muite Aruko as such an uplifting song, one that was a big source of encouragement for everyone. But he told me that people survived the post-war years with teeth-gritting determination, and he had wanted to write that into the song. He certainly had a lot going on in his mind. Yes, it's a happy song, but with an assortment of emotions.
Having helped nurture television from the beginning, A decided it was time to return to where he thought he could have the greatest impact: radio.
This was his place, right here. And in his final years, he continued to sit here in his wheelchair as he did his broadcasts.
Yasuko Endo hosted a talk show with A for over 40 years. She says she was touched by how he went out of his way to connect with each and every listener.
We couldn't possibly read all the postcards we received on air. A felt so apologetic that he promised himself he'd reply to every single one. There were tens of thousands. But he really did write back to all of them, and actually hurt his hand in the process.
Even after his death, postcards have been pouring in from listeners around the country.
I treasure the card I got from A. Please let me write to you for a while longer, until I can come to terms with reality.
A befriended the fashion critic Pico soon after the younger man made his debut. Pico believes radio was A's preferred medium because he was able to reach his listeners.
Radio is all about the interaction between the host and individual listeners. There's a sense of intimacy. Regular listeners develop a feeling of closeness and affinity with the host. People on TV can sometimes appear a bit condescending. I think he didn't like that.
A was convinced his place was on radio, and he made a point of personally visiting the places and people on the receiving end. He met face to face with the people and conveyed their emotions on air on their behalf.
栗せんべい知ってる？
栗せんべい？栗のせんべい？
栗せんべい、駄菓子に近いんだけど、栗せんべいってせんべいがあるの。栗の形をしてんの。
はい。
ところがその栗せんべいには栗が入ってないの。
ああ。
ね、
はい。
入ってないのに栗せんべいっていうのはおかしいって小鳥から入ったんですよ。で栗せんべい屋さんが困って、Aさん何とかしてください。
別に栗の形してたらいいか